Today we are going to be organizing my top makeup drawer, like where I keep my everyday makeup. We're going to be cleaning makeup brushes, and also I am going to be showing you guys what makeup I am decluttering from my makeup collection. Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new, my name is Julie and I help you find the best affordable beauty and drugstore makeup items and teach you how to use them to always look elevated, polished, and put together. As you can see, this top drawer is a hot mess. So we are going to organize this today, and I might pull some products up in here that I want to try to start using more on an everyday basis. But yeah, let's just kind of pull, I guess, these things out, and then I'll like reorganize some things. So I pulled all of the products out except for these things over here because I do want to keep these products up here. I went ahead and washed these. Some of them have kind of stains that just like won't come out. That's like the thing about these acrylic containers. It's like after a while they get kind of stained and gross, but anyway, this is what we're working with. So I'm going to put this stuff back in here that I'm going to keep in this one. And so like those are like the foundations I've been using kind of on an everyday basis. And I've been trying to get back into this primer. Just recently picked this back up. And then I've been trying to be good about using eye creams, but still not the best sometimes. Another primer that I've been using so much is this one. Like I continually mention that in my videos all the time. So I'm going to keep that up here too. And I also purchased this one to see if it was any different, but honestly, sorry, I just hit the mic. Honestly, I don't feel like this is any different for me than just the original one. So I feel like either one of these is good. So I'll probably just use this one once I use that one up. And then this, I'm going to kind of put back for now until summer because it's a little too dark for me and I just haven't been using it very much. And I'm debating if I want to keep this out or not because like I said, in the winter it gets a little too dark for me, but I might keep it out for now. I'm going to, let's see, I have been mostly just using this eyeshadow primer. And I haven't been using my Urban Decay one very much, but it's like at the same time I do kind of want to use these up, the Urban Decay ones. So I'm probably going to keep all of these up here so I can like use those up. And I'll organize this a little bit better here in a minute, but I just want to pull the products that I want to keep up here. And then I want to keep both of these lip conditioners, which I do need to use this one up. I've had it for a little while. So I might just keep this one out, but put this other one up for now. I'm going to keep this out and this. For brows, I really haven't been using my brow pencil too much, so I might put that away. And I'm actually going to get out my Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit and put this up here because I've been using that for brows. So let's put that up here. For mascaras, I've actually surprisingly been getting back into using black mascara. So I'm going to keep out the Big Papa because I've been using that one and the Sky High in True Brown. I'll keep both of those out for now. I like to keep this little tool up here to trim like any facial hairs or like brow hairs. I think for concealers, I've been loving this Maybelline Superstay 30-hour, or I guess it's the activewear 30-hour concealer. This stuff is so good. So good. I think I'm almost liking it better than like my camo concealers, which is crazy. But I think I might keep the hydrating camo concealer and this one out for now and put my other ones away. And then this product here, I use this for flyaways on my hair. And I usually do my hair here at my desk now, so I'm going to keep that up here. I like this for an everyday one and done eyeshadow. I used this recently in one of my tutorials, but this is the Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-hour stick in I Am Inspired, which it's a really beautiful like rose gold with gold glitters in the formula. So it's just really, really pretty. I love it. I love like just blending it out on the lid and kind of like sharing it out. It's just such a beautiful formula and it lasts on the eyes all day. It doesn't crease. So I'm going to keep that product out, and I've been slowly getting back into using like liquid liner. So I'm going to keep my Physicians Formula, maybe the brown one, out because I haven't really been getting back into brown or black eyeliner, just mostly brown. So I'll keep out that one and my Believe Beauty pencil in Enchanted. And I also picked up these Believe Beauty liquid eyeliners. I have another one. Well, I also bought a purple one in this formula, but I can't seem to find it right now. But I'm going to keep these up here. And they're a lighter type of formula. Like I know some people would probably think these aren't very good because they're not like super intense with the color. But that's actually what I kind of prefer about them. Like when I want a really like faint liner and I don't want anything like too intense, I have actually been enjoying these two. So yeah, and I mean, I get it. Like this might not be easy for everybody to use because it's not like a fine tipped pencil, or not pencil, but liquid liner. But I have been enjoying these. I know they're not for everybody, but so I'm going to keep those up here. I think I'm going to put the green one up and I can just grab for it if I want. I just kind of want like my everyday basics up here for now. I do want to keep this up here because I do use that quite often. But I think the rest of the products over here I am going to put away in the other drawers. So I will show you guys where I'm going to put those to organize them. But over here is where I keep like a lot of these products that are in that drawer that I don't want to keep over there for now. So let's just get the colored liners, and I'll put my colored liners here. And then I have the e.l.f. Lip Reviver stuff, and I think, yeah, the other ones I have down in here. So let's just move this Fenty Beauty lip gloss over there, and I'll put this e.l.f. one here. And then the only other thing that I have to put away is this e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. And I'm going to put that with my blushes, which is down here. And most of my cream blushes right here. So I'm going to see if that'll fit there. Okay, I guess that will fit. So there are a few products that I want to pull out and put in this top makeup drawer because I'm trying to use the products up. So sort of like a project pan. But the Wet n Wild Color Icon Rosé Champagne, I want to put that up there for a blush to use. Oh, and then for a highlight that I want to try and use up, this Becca highlight in Moonstone, I want to use this thing up. With bronzers, these might be too big to stick up there, so we'll just see, but I really want to try and use this bronzer up because I have already used so much of it. So I want to pull that to try to use like on an everyday basis to get that bronzer used up. I don't necessarily like powders, I just use up, so I don't really need to pull anything up there, and I can always just reach down here and get what I need for that. And then for eyeshadows, I think I want to use this palette up here since I've already hit like pretty good pan on that. So yeah, I mean, I also want to try to use this little Wet n Wild Nutty eyeshadow up, but it's really similar to some of the other shades in here. So we'll probably just wait on that, and I'll just try to pan this little eyeshadow palette. Now we're back up here to organize the rest of this. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I mean, I might actually keep this concealer up by my mirror because that thing leaks. That's what like leaked out in the back of that. So I don't think I actually want to lay that down flat because of it leaking out. So I think this is what I have decided on for my makeup drawer here, for my everyday makeup drawer. So I have like my little tools over there, my e.l.f. setting spray. We have our foundations and concealers that I kind of use more on an everyday basis, my setting sprays. We've got mascaras, eyeliners, and then over here kind of like prepping things like under eye brightener, my lip stuff, and then these products right here that I'm trying to pan, my eyebrow stuff, and then I've got my eyeshadow primers, which I might move my under eye cream up here with like that step because that kind of makes more sense, even though the product is like kind of goes better with those back there. And then I have like my primers, my sunscreen and primers back there. So I am happy with how I've gotten this cleaned up. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. So, okay, so now we're moving on to cleaning the makeup brushes. And I actually don't have too many dirty makeup brushes right now. So I'm just gonna get a towel down, and this is where I'm gonna put my brushes after I get them cleaned. And then I usually grab, these are like my little makeup washcloths, like they're really stained and everything. But I like to kind of squeeze the excess water out of my makeup brushes. So let's just move our hand soap out of the way. And I either use the Zote soap, which is like a laundry detergent soap. A lot of people use this to clean their makeup brushes. There's a cat hair on it. So yeah, this works really well. It's very affordable. You can get it at Walmart or Amazon. And then other times, if I don't feel like pulling this out, because I usually put this under the sink, I'll just use my Dove bar of soap, and it works really well to clean makeup brushes as well. So I'll show you how well my Dove soap cleans my makeup brushes. So let's just go ahead and clean. Go ahead and get the soap a little bit wet, and then this is one of my more dirty makeup brushes. So just to show you, I'll get my brush wet, And then I'll just swirl it around on the bar of soap. And then I usually take it in the palm of my hand and also just like swirl it around to really just like work the soap into the brush. And then we'll just turn this back on. And I know some people are weird about getting this wet, but I don't really worry about that. And I've had my makeup brushes for so long and I've never had any issues. So to each their own. And then I just kind of shake it off like that. And then I'll grab the towel, the just clean dry towel, and I'll just kind of smooth the brushes down and just squeeze out the excess water. And like as you can see with that Dove soap, like it got the brush super clean. So that's one of the things that I use. And then I'll show you the Zote soap. So get that wet. And then let's clean this brush here. And then I'll speed this up here in a second. But I just wanted to show you guys these 2 bars of soap because I never really show you guys like how I go about cleaning my makeup brushes. So I figured this might be helpful to some of you guys that are curious about that. Just lay that down. And then, like I said, I'll just use the palm of my hand. I mean, like, I've used other things before. Like, I know Sigma makes, like, these rubber, like, glove things that have these little nubs on them that you can use. But honestly, like, my hand, I mean, like, your hand will work just as good as that. And then, turn this back on. I mean, I try not to get the water down in the furrow, but, you know, if it happens, it happens. I mean, my Sigma brushes I have had for over 10 years, and I wash like this all the time, and they've never come apart. So, then just kind of shake off the excess in the sink. And then I'll just take this and squeeze the excess water out. And also sometimes what I do is I'll get the soap in my brushes like this and I'll just set them over to the side just so I can do this faster. And sometimes I find that like if the soap just like sits in the brush for a minute, it kind of really helps to remove the stuff in the brush a lot easier, especially if the brushes are really dirty, which a lot of these aren't too dirty. Then I'll just lay out all of my makeup brushes on a towel and let them dry, usually overnight. I mean, it's like midday today, so they'll probably be dry by the time I go to bed. All of these things that I am decluttering, well, not all. Most of these things I am decluttering, like if they are in good condition, still have a lot of product, I'm going to clean them and sanitize them, and I will have them listed for sale on my Mercari store, which I will have linked down below in the description box. So if you're interested in any of these items, go and check that out. But I was pretty ruthless with some of the things just because I have not been using some of these things in my collection for a really long time. And I'm just like, why should I keep that? Like, if I'm not using it, like, there's no need to keep this in my makeup collection. It is better off for me to resell it and give it a new home to somebody that will love it and use it. So the first things I'm going to talk about are eyeshadow palettes that I decided to declutter from my makeup collection. And back in, I think it was August when I filmed my last declutter, I was debating on some of these palettes, but I was like, we'll hold on to these for a little bit longer. Maybe I'll film some videos on these. Maybe I'll decide that I want to use these, but I have not reached for these palettes since then. So I just decided it is time for these to go. So the Anastasia Soft Glam. I know that this palette is like a holy grail of a lot of people. And this is a really good palette. Like, I'm not decluttering this because it's a bad palette, but I just don't reach for this. And for me, I almost feel like the colors are too intense, too pigmented. And that's why I never reach for this palette much. Another one, which is probably going to come as a shock, is the Anastasia Sultry palette. And yeah, this is another one that I thought I was going to really reach for when I bought this. And I know that this was such a hyped palette back in the day. So many people loved this, and so many people still love this palette. But it's kind of the same situation as the Soft Glam. Like, a lot of the shadows are just really intense, really pigmented. I mean, they are super easy to blend out and everything, but it's just not something I gravitate toward day to day. And you guys know here on my channel, I mostly focus on drugstore stuff. Like, that's mostly what you guys want to see. So I'm just like, if I'm not using this in videos and I'm not using it in my regular life, like, why am I holding on to this other than it's beautiful to look at and it's kind of sentimental? But other than that, like, I should just declutter this. So decided I am going to declutter that palette. And then another high-end palette that I know is loved by a lot of people, the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I love the other palettes that I purchased from her this year. The retro palette, the retro glam, and the I Need a Nude palette. I do really enjoy those palettes, and I have used those quite a bit. But this one I never reach for. And I don't know if it's because it's like more cool toned. I kind of hate how this shade right here is just like, I want it to be a lighter cream, and it's not. I don't know. I just don't reach for this, so I figure since I don't reach for it, let's declutter it. These Becca highlights here, I don't know, like, maybe some of them are still made because I know that Smashbox bought, I don't know if they bought Becca or maybe if they bought some of the formulas that they had, but I'm gonna be decluttering these because I just don't reach for these highlights. And like, if I'm not reaching for them, let's just get rid of them. So I have the Becca Vanilla Quartz, which there was a period of time that I was obsessed with this highlight. And I do have two minis, and I thought that I had a mini of this one, but I might not have that anymore. I am going to keep my minis in the Becca. So I have a mini, I have a mini Prismatic Amethyst. And I have the mini Moonstone, which I do really enjoy this highlight still. It was my favorite Becca highlight. So I'm going to hold on to these minis. But yeah, the large ones I just don't use. So Vanilla Quartz, going to get rid of that. And the Opal shade, I'm going to get rid of that one. And also I have a large version of Prismatic Amethyst. So since I have that mini, we're just going to get rid of this one. So going to declutter all of those. And then I was back and forth debating this Flower Beauty highlighting palette, but it is really beautiful. But I just have other highlights that are similar to this in my collection that I reach for more than these. And I've never liked how bulky this is. Like, I've always wished that this palette just didn't have this side and was just this. So I'm going to be decluttering this palette. Another high-end thing that I have decided that I am going to declutter from my collection is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder. I don't know what it is with me and loose powders, but unless I use it for mostly an under-eye setting powder, I just don't like using loose powders on my face very often. Like, I'm a pressed powder type of person, and I'm just not super crazy about it. I know some people swear by this powder, but I never reach for it. There's so much left in here, so I just figure, like, let's go ahead and resell that, like, declutter that from my collection. just this little mini Physicians Formula butter bronzer in deep bronze. This is too dark for me, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. And then the NYX matte bronzer, this is in medium, and I don't know, like, I just don't like this shade on me. Like, the formula is nice and everything, but this is a bit more like of a rosy. I just realized I have lipstick on my teeth. Don't know how long that had been on there. But this is more of like a rosy bronzer, and it's just like not my color. So, and this has barely been used. And then these two I'm just going to be throwing away. Like, I know I recently did a throwback video using this bronzer, but the more that I use this, the more I don't like it. Like, I'm getting to a place where I don't like heavily shimmery products, and I find that this just looks more and more shimmery on me, like the older that, or like the more that my skin matures. So yeah, since I don't really love this anymore and it is very old, I'm just going to be throwing this out. And then this Becca Under Eye Setting Powder, I've had this in my collection for a long time, and there's barely anything left in this, so I think I'm just going to get rid of this as well, because the last few times I did try to use this, I didn't like it anymore, so I don't know if it was just like getting old or what was going on, but I'm going to throw that away. I hope that you guys did enjoy this. I hope that you all are having a great holiday season, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye. Mwah.
You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect.